MSB here, and today it's time for the 4th dungeon in my playthrough series, the Ruins of Kukatan. So, let's get started. As before, I'm still using my Dwarf and Cleric. I do have a much better idea about this dungeon because, as you may have seen from my previous video, I have actually run this one through, so I'll show you what I think is the most optimized version. Okay, the island is infested, lots of insects, and there's these are the ruins that Sahas has told you about. Sure. Stagnant pool. This is going to suck. Absolutely is. This can actually be a very difficult encounter if you don't have a way to ramp quickly or have life gain yourself. Clerics, of course, have a big advantage, especially with armor 1 or armor 2. You can fend off a lot of the damage, but let's see. 3 giant mosquitoes, and by turn 2 he'll have 5, usually, or something else. He'll have a burrower. Okay, do I like this? I do not. Yes, it does ramp out to a... Ugh, I like that even less. Okay, that's good. We can ramp quickly to a... Oh, great! Yeah, this Slaughtergear's Reaver, please. Yes. Thank you. That will be the next card that I pull. That would be you. And let's throw some blessings in the deck. Next turn, I'll be able to throw out a Slaughtergear's Reaver. The Dwarf deck, of course, is the ever-ridiculous Slaughtergears deck that I've been playing and is in the description below. As I've mentioned before, you do not need to use this deck. I mean, I showed you my Shinhair deck, which I think was a very good budget version of a deck. You know, even a lot of the rares you could take out of that and still not worry about it. Slaughtergear's Reaver. How did we just win? Winning sound good? Yeah, let's do that. Winning sounds good to me too. Okay, let's throw this out. We don't get both of them out. Boo-hoo. So we're just gonna do 4 damage and make him stop everything. On turn 2. It's fantastic. There are a lot of different ways to go in this dungeon, and there are definitely paths that you can take that are efficient, or you can explore. I haven't seen any unique rewards myself, so I'm just going to show you the fastest way to get through this dungeon with this deck. If you have a deck that's not as fantastic, you can always take a longer route, and I'll point that out as we move through, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We do still have to actually get through this encounter, and if we don't pull another resource, then I can't play my Dopplegadget or my Soul Vessel. And so, boo-hoo. Certainly gutsy. Okay, Corpse Fly, that's fine. I am going to ditch my Dopplegadget, mostly because it's slow, but also because I want to hang on to my Morphology and my Arcane Focus. Because if I get a Sapphire Threshold... Nope, I don't. Okay, well, we'll just keep plugging away at this. He'll eventually stop. Yep, get those out. Taking down 2 a turn. Now he has to keep 2 up. He can't Terrible Transfer yet. That'll be next turn. Hopefully I draw some kind of resource, because then I get Replicator and win. If I draw a resource. Okay. Grab a Crawler. This deck can be extraordinarily problematic. Let's see. And do we draw a resource? No, of course not. So next turn he would actually be able to kill off one of my Slaughtergears if he has a Terrible Transfer. A resource and a Terrible Transfer. Which I hope he doesn't. But let's see. Nope, it's still gutsy. Look at this. Just bouncing off my armor. 2 armor is insane. It's so good. Like, how much damage have I absorbed this turn? Okay, and here's a Reaver. Sure. 16 damage. Oh, I'm currently level 13. At level 14, you get to add another Slaughtergear's Reaver in. You get to add the 4th, which is... unbelievable. It's okay, so let's talk about pathing here. So from here, you have a couple of different options. If you go up here to the Bone Thicket, that's where you uncover a journal, which is one of the alternate routes through this forest or through this dungeon. Kuroko River gets you to a crocodile that is very troop battle-y. And here I do the Ramshackle Bridge because this is a Nibblin encounter, and I can ramp faster than Nibblins, generally speaking, with Slaughtergears. So I generally prefer the Nibblin fights. Not so good against Shell, very good against Reversion and Nibblins. This deck is. Go first. Oh yeah. Blessing, one of each. Sure. This looks decent. I love this deck. No, thank you. None of them. I select none. Thank you. Let's Blessing. Okay. So that means, let's go ahead and Spectral Acorn. Oh my gosh, so much Sapphire. Okay, then we will double Sapphire this turn. You and you. Doble Sapphire. Whatever the Spanish word for Sapphire is, I don't know it. I don't know! Sorry. And I love first turn fun, personally. Like, no matter what card game I'm playing, I love decks that you just, like, play 3 or 4 cards in the first turn. So much fun. Cool. Okay, that means next turn I can drop my Slaughtergear's Replicator. And any of these I could have popped an Acorn to just basically win. That's one of the best parts about the Slaughtergear's deck and the Acorns. It is just so synergistic. Okay, he's going to create something. Okay, I'm going to Morphology it. Back into his hand, so he doesn't get that bonus. And I get to draw a card because of it. Yes. Okay, so I play this. And then I will... Alright, cool. Always like the Ethereal Healers. Choose Sapphire. The Ethereal Healers would come out at level 14 for this deck. They just don't do enough. I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong, when they trigger, but Dwarves can't have a full complement of Diamond uncommons. So really the strength of an Ethereal Healer is when you have a lot of them. He says as he triggers one. Well, I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, he doesn't have a third resource. Okay. Perfect. We could just bring everything out. We're just going to bring all the things. 1, and that's 10 10s. That's 13 13s. If I had drawn a Sapphire... Oh no, it is death. If I had drawn a Sapphire, this would be death. No, actually, it still is. Math! Go! So like I said, I'm not really scared of the Nibblins. There are 2 Nibblin encounters in this dungeon, and neither of them are very troubling for this deck. Oh my gosh, they flee! They flee screaming into the dungeon. Into the forest, I mean. Not even in the dungeon. You can't even go that way. Okay, ahead of you is an arched thing with some things and some very nice shrubberies around them. So as you can tell, there's 3 branches off of this dungeon. And the leftmost one is the quickest, but I would assume the hardest for most decks. And then to the right and the middle, if you get a pack at that first node that I mentioned, going up and into that first node, you can actually run through the whole middle of the dungeon. And it is very simple, very easy encounters for the most part. So that's the long way around. I'm doing the short way. Like I said, the combination, the reason why this is, I think, the hardest way is because the combination of encounters punishes most decks. Like I said, the Nibblins are ramping decks, which is very scary. But then I'll keep this. But then the Filcape, obviously, is, I will put the Forge of Caddoc on my deck. Yes, please. But the Filcape is also very difficult because it is reversion, and normally the way that someone ramps is through buffs, but this deck doesn't do that. It doesn't need that. As you can tell, with a turn 1 Slaughtergear Reaver doing 8 points of damage. Yeah, like I said, this is for you. you, so you can see the fastest possible speedrun of the ruins of Kukatan. One of those. Okay, yeah, don't need anything. We're just gonna pop this for another ruby, and then he's gonna be dead. So, for most decks, you may not take this route because, like I said, you have to contend with reversion and ramp. But this is impervious to either. There's also another optional encounter heading straight on. Continue. Yep, get that Felcape out of there. Going up here is one of those god-awful shell fights, which my Shinhair deck was amazing against. But this deck is absolutely awful. It is awful. If there is any encounter that I do not want to do with my Slaughtergear's deck, it is shell encounters. Ugh. The worst. Okay, let's see. We're already smoking through here. No thanks. Okay, that's good. I like it. This gets me an arcane. Let's... How daring are we? Do we do the guaranteed ruby, or do we do a crimson clarity? I'm going to do a crimson clarity, because I'll pull it with my Spectral Acorn and then Arcane Focus, and look to get something. Yeah, a little bit greedy, but it's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. What could possibly go wrong? Not much. Right? Not much at all. Let's put some blessings into the deck. Yep, you. And then let's Spectral Acorn. See? Well of innovation. In the bag. I've already got one Morphology. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and then I'll have 2. Let's do a second Morphology. I actually like that better. Very greedy. Very greedy. Be able to play Slaughtergear's Reaver next turn. And I'll be able to hold my Morphologies to start drawing more cards. Go ahead. Do your 2 points of damage. This deck can ramp pretty darn fast. The Nibblin. Like I said, it can be difficult for sure. Let's Blessing. Forge of Caddoc. I don't think I'd Forge of Caddoc just yet. Ruby, because I'd have to ditch my Slaughtergear's Guardians, and right now that's the only way I have to increase the attack power of my Reaver, so I'm not prepared to do that just yet. And I don't need it. So let's throw this in, do 8, and then we'll hang on to our Morphologies. Obviously he will not attack. That's +2/+2, that's +4/+4. Okay, that's great, because what I'll probably do is I'll use Morphologies as a combat trick. Gets a whole mess of resources. It's fine. That's fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick him. Be a trick. Cool, there's one of my ethereal healers. So, I will swing in. Let's see if he overblocks. No, he won't. That's fine. I'll just do another 8 to him then. And then I'm going to Morphology if he decides to spend resources on any of these, on his hunting pack, or if he does one of the 6/6s. 10/10 for a Wellspring for 5. Oh my gosh. He said 15 resources on his turn 4. It's turn 4. I think I went second. Okay, so let's start. I do not want. Thank you. Cool. Excellent. Good. Now I don't even care about all this stuff on the ground. Excellent. Another Spectral Acorn. Another Blessing. I don't think I need to do this. No, he's dead. Stop wasting time, MSB. You're such a time waster. I love that he has 15 permanent resources by turn 4. It's crazy. So you could tell you may have problems against a deck like that. That was a pretty good draw of his, to be honest, from the times I've come through here. Much the same as my AZ1 4th dungeon video, that was more of a guide than it was just a standard playthrough. And again, this is more of a guide than a playthrough to show you how to do it, because this is the second to last fight. Now here, I'm actually going to show off my Mono Diamond Pappy Jasper deck, which isn't really a Pappy Jasper deck because you can really do anything with Pappy Jasper. He's one of the best, if not the best, holiday card. Just really, really good. Go first, yes. And Cardboard Tooth Samurai is fantastic. Hey! There's Pappy now. Hey, Pappy. How you doing? Cardboard Tooth Samurai, I haven't buffed him up, so I'm just going to use him for this. You basically get to whack a guy. That just did 10 damage, didn't it? He was at 22. Yeah. So for one charge, 90% of the time you'll deal 1 damage, 10% of the time you'll deal 10 damage. And you just get to do it basically every turn. Okay, Raw Touch Ghoul, that's fine. That is fine. Why? Because Pappy Jasper. Because Pappy Jasper. Let's see. Nope, that only did 1. Shoot. Why couldn't that have just done double 10 damage? I'm not going to trade, because I'm just going to win off the back of this Pappy Jasper and my charge power, I think. Okay, he's at 2/2 now. I carry even less. Great, and Burning Zombie. My Valiant Escorts are just going to hold those off. Great. We're absolutely going to start using presents, because it's Christmas, and everyone loves presents. What do I get? Cool, Broombot. And let's whack him in the face. For 1. And let's just fly on over with my ramping 2-costed troop, which is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. 2 cost, 3/3 flying, where basically you spend 2 every turn, get some, a present should really read, make Pappy Jasper awesome, and get a crappy troop. And get some crap. That's really what it does. Okay. I probably could have played something else last turn. I don't know. I stopped paying attention. Once you get Pappy Jasper out, you're just like, I just want my presents open. Yay! Oh my gosh. That is the most amazing thing ever. I've gotten an Ozawa that I showed off in my Pappy Jasper video, but to get the triumvirate from a present. What's in here? Oh, it's like the best troop in the game. Yay! Look at me auto win. Oh, it's amazing. Pappy Jasper. If you do not have your playset, you need to get Pappy Jasper. Unbelievable. Challenge completed, yes. Good job. Hooray for Christmas. And the day was won with Christmas spirit. So here, we're at the boss already. Super fast. It's probably going to be my fastest video, dungeon playthrough wise, because I had some good ones. I would absolutely pop an acorn here to power through the boss. Going second, never fun. The only thing you have to watch out for is that battle effect. It's a bit annoying. That's why I pop an acorn, just to protect myself. What do we get here? Hex Geode, Dopplegadget. Nah, don't like it. Arcane Focus, Spectral Acorn. Well, okay. I'll keep this hand because I've got double Arcane Focus. Double Slaughtergears. Guardians. I mean, they're spell shielded, so it blocks. Okay, I'll be boring. Fine, I'll be boring. I'll pop my Spectral Acorn just to pop them out really quick. Yep, swings in for 1. It's the spell shield. The spell shield will let me block these guys for a while. Which is nice. Yep. Go ahead, give me my boring guardians. Yep. And then we'll draw. Get a Will of Innovation. And let's pop. Let's pop the Acorn. 4 Sapphire. Choom! They go down to 2. And we get Slaughtergear's Guardian, Slaughtergear's Guardian. Should I put the gloves on Guardians? Yeah, you know, Morphology is good for sure. Double block. Morphology is really good, but Slaughtergear's Guardians were also ramping is pretty incredible. Oh, good. Okay. So now we'll do this. We're at 2. And we're just going to try to find some pieces for the Slaughtergear's Reaver. Okay, good. I guess Ruby Shard. I don't know why I said good. That was sort of a reflex. Oh, good! I get nothing. Okay, well, there. That at least counts. And now we'll swing in. And then, yeah, once I put in my Slaughtergear's Reaver, that'll be really good. So turn 3 normally is when he battles at either 2 or 3, depending when he swings. Block. Block. It's the last time that I can block with impunity. Yep. Okay. But this is fine, because now I get all this stuff. Now I get this. And then I get Hex Geode for Ruby. And then I may as well dump my Adaptable Infusion device for Ruby, because then I can pop it next turn for a card if I really want to. And then Slaughtergear's, and this is going to pop him. And I really don't even care about popping him and giving him a bunch of cards, because he's already got 6 cards in hand here. Bam! Let's drop out one of those resources. I mean those charges. It's the best part about having Swift Strike on one and then another. Take them out pretty easily. Yeah, Blazemaw. Well, you know, you gotta respect the guy for trying, right? I can do it! Lucas is like, I can still do this! You don't even get a card from me, Lucas. You don't even get a card. How sad. What do we got? Oh my gosh. Oh, he's like, oh good, I can block and live. Nah. Sorry. Sure, Dopplegadget. And let's just finish this off, shall we? He will block my replicator and die to my Reaver. Excellent. Fantastic. Well, there you go. That's probably about as fast of a run that you can possibly get. And you got to see some ridiculous Pappy Jasper shenanigans. So, excellent. Let's go ahead and open up our packs. See what we get. Ooh, cool. Horrorcrafted Behemoth. Behemoth. This is not healed at the end of each turn. This deals 6 damage to each troop and 3 burning counters to each opposing champion. That's nice. Yeah. Excellent. That's some good stuff. Okay. And the second one, Halls of Kukatan. This would be really neat. I think the equipment puts troops into play exhausted, so you do Halls of Kukatan with Blizzard, which is a 3-cost. Troops don't unexhaust or don't ready during the beginning of your turn. So you get a fantastic like Diamond Sapphire lockdown deck with that. Excellent. Continue. Your killing blow knocks Lucas backwards, causing the goblin to fall backwards. Backwards? Backwards off. Backwards? He plummets, shrieking it into the nothingness beyond the mists. That's one less goblin to affect the world of madness. There you go. Now oozing brackish fluid. Ugh. Takes 2 hands to pry the bulbous ruby gem from the behemoth's forehead. I know someone who should see this gem. Yes. Excellent. And another Pappy Jasper. just run your dungeons if it's before January 2nd, 2017, because this card, like I said, this is going to be in all my diamond decks. This is just an amazingly good card. You could just suddenly get the Triumvirate for 2 cost. Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please take the time to subscribe. And, as always, I'm MSB, wishing you good games and good times.